So we are doing an on-site cleanup with Corey today. So,
Fun.
yeah, this is their Wi-Fi, I think.
Yeah. They got Nighthawk too.
New client, but one of the things you have to do when you get a new client is this, a lot of the cleanup work. So we're gonna get started on this, and because this is a puzzle to us. So someone went down and did the punch down, but it's not bolted to anything. It's dangling under its own weight. So they actually cabled some of it, but then we're not sure why this is a puzzle.
It's a phone splice.
Yeah, it's a phone splice, but it has a network jack plugged in here. So we're
A little light on that subject.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. This is a big puzzle.
Yeah, I'll solder that in so it doesn't ever break loose.
It goes to the
When I
phones.
came in, they were touching, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
and if that's,
So there'll be some before and afters of all this, and we got the time lapse up here to kind of watch the progress of it, of putting this together in a more rational manner. Matter of fact, I'll even document this as the yellow
I'll
goes.
take pictures before I unplug anything that
Yeah.
can't be
So what is
plugged
this
right
one?
back
This is going in here, and this goes out to
in. I was worried
here.
about Was keeping this behind all this so that, you know, it's not Cat 5 power, Cat 5 power.
So while Corey's doing his thing right now, I'll explain a little of what's going on here. So these are a lot of the small businesses, and anyone who's worked in IT, you know this is how all these companies end up at some point. Is kind of they let their friend in, they did this, they did that. They have this mystery where the punch down panel's floating and just hanging off the tension of that. Now, why someone went through the trouble putting a punch down panel but didn't put a place to mount the punch down panel, complete mystery. They don't know. The guy that used to do it kind of fell off the planet. They're like, if you are a guy now. So we met them through the Chamber of Commerce and some mutual friends, and now we're taking over IT from. So the first project is, of course, the wiring cleanup. They have really not a big company in terms of technology. They don't need that much stuff, but they do need a network that doesn't look like that. So the cleanup is pretty basic. They have no on-premise servers, so it's just basically wiring to get them out to the internet. Everything they do is, so to speak, in the cloud. So this is all just building connectivity for them. Now, the way we build these projects out for these clients is we look at them, we assess them, we give them a flat rate. If someone just wants us to charge hourly, we generally shy away from it because that becomes kind of subjective of how long will it take you. And we work pretty fast. And so when you're sizing up these jobs and you want to bid a cleanup job, you kind of have to know yourself. You have to know about how long does it take you to get that type of work done. Do you spend a lot of time doing it? Do you spend a lot of time cleaning it up? And of course, there's expectations from the client. They opted not to have it all put in a cage or a rack. They just kind of wanted it to look nice and make a lot of sense. Now, oddly, a lot of the labels, and it's hard to see, but there's actually a few labels here and there to denote where things are plugged in. We did offer as a service to relabel where every punch down goes, so we put a label on them, but they decided not to. But when you're calculating a bid, you want that in there. You want to be able to go through and say, these are the deliverables, these are the things we're going to do, we're going to clean it up, so there's an expectation on there, and what it will look like when it's done. They're happy. This was, like I said, not a real expensive or high-end one, or we would have put a really nice rack and a box and everything in with all the mounts. But these are very helpful when you're telling this to clients, and the way you want to really tell them this job is it's going to make it easier because there's ever a problem. Some of those wires get pulled out, and they've actually experienced that already. That's part of the reason they were fine with it, because the other guy would just go in there and monkey with the wires until it worked. They're usually easy to get someone as a sell on that to go, okay, this makes sense. This is, we want to be able to have faster troubleshooting times, less downtime. Because cumulatively, we let them know it always adds up. If they don't have a clean wiring room and it's causing them problems, it also means there's more troubleshooting time. So you end up with all these little bills for troubleshooting because a wire fell out, because it's hanging from the tension of other wires and things like that. So they're not too hard to sell. We give them a flat rate based on how long. So you still put your hourly rate in your head of what you're going to charge. Because it's going to take you 2 hours or 3 hours. And this job was done in, I think it took Corey about cumulatively 2 hours. He actually ran down the street and came back to go pick up something he needed, because when we uncovered the mess of wires, there was he was short on one extra power strip, and he even cleaned up the power strips in there because they were all dangling from each other as well. We thought they were mounted. It turns out they weren't mounted at all. They were just kind of set there on the edge of things, so we properly mounted those too. But these are popular things you're going to see if you start out in servicing small business. And we service large companies, but we still have a lot of these smaller companies that are our clients. They're great clients, and cleaning them up is like the first thing we want to do. We really push hard for that when we take anyone on as a new client to, they want fast service. We're like, look, if we have to come in here and sort this out every time and it's an unlabeled nightmare, this really needs to get sorted out. And once we sort that out, life gets a lot better. But I'll throw a couple finished pictures up here. This is what it looks like when it's done. And like I said, easy projects. They look more complicated than they are, but once you sort out where some of the wires go, it's not too hard to do. And now it's nice and concise. So if we have to come out there and actually service anything, no big deal. And we do everything, in case you're wondering, if you didn't notice, that those are all just Velcro strips that we love when we're putting them together. I might do a demo inside the shop sometime because it's hard to get these on site. I don't have time to spend a lot of time filming out there, but show how we use the Velcro strips. They're the same ones we use when we show you how we do our rack and everything like that. So hopefully I'll get to some more on-site videos. Like I said, they're kind of tough to find time to do, or places just don't allow cameras. But we'll keep working towards that. But this is a little bit thought to how you look at some of these projects and sell them to some of the clients, and of course the end result of start to finish cleanups, which so many people do bad jobs at wiring. Cleaning these things up is a never-ending battle. There seems to be an endless amount of technicians out there doing work that looks like that. So our work is never finished until we have all the clients, and it's a whole nother. There's somebody right now who has their cousin wiring something, and it's looking like that, I'm sure. All right, thanks for watching. If you like the content here, like and subscribe.